morning. Welcome to week 1, day 3 of the camps. Queen wave from Sarah. Okay, so game plan today. We're going to go over the new recovery level 1 protocols. Okay, this is going to be your toolbox to take care of your body. Okay, this is your first line defense. When you come here, I want you guys upstairs immediately, grabbing kits and taking off. You can do this stuff. If you don't have anything at home, I suggest getting a lacrosse ball, which most of us probably have lying around. And if not, you can probably find one in a field over at Kent Island. They're just buried in the fence. And 2, a roller. You can do almost everything with those 2 pieces alone. Okay? Now, if you get more into it, which some of you do, once you kind of start to understand the benefits of it, you might want to add to that toolbox for you. We've broken this up into 2 parts for us. So we have pre-gen tactics, so pre-prefaces before, activity, but can be done anytime. You can do it during or after, and it won't have any negative effect, to the body. The second part of a recovery is going to be regeneration tactics, restorative, which happens after or in the absence of activity. So these are the manipulations, and tactics that you'll use, and you do not want to use them before training. Now, if for some reason you are stretching and you're doing the regen tactics, and then, I got to get up, something magically comes up and you have to do something, your bodies are not going to explode. It's just not a good habit to get into, because over time, you're increasing the likelihood that you could cause damage, and I'll go over as to what's happening in that phase, all right? So, these are the recovery tactics right here. I can post it upstairs just so you can have a look. The playback will be also available as well on video. So, everyone, pull out a lacrosse ball. Some people have 2, some people have 1. If you do not have 1 lacrosse ball, raise your hand, ask for a buddy. Jackson and Evan need a lacrosse ball. Jackson and Evan. You need one? Yeah. Who's got an extra ball? Right here, Sarah.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Where's toss, Sarah? There we go. So everyone's got a ball?
I'm not sorry.
You got 2? I got 1. You got 1? If you want to come this way a little bit, just so you're not in the sun, Noah, that's fine. You guys can all just come this way a little bit. I just want to make sure you have at least a little bit of spacing. Okay, so first one. Can I borrow your ball, Dakota, please? Awesome. All right, so first we're going to do here. So lacrosse ball, plantar surface, bottom of the foot, all right, bottom of the foot. Now you can feel your heel and the ball of the big toe. Basically, we're going to fan between that area. So you guys can stand for this one. So we're going to stand down, we're going to load on the heel, and we're going to pivot off the heel side to side, working forward so the ball is moving backwards. As far forward as you can, and then we will switch, pivot on the forefoot, fan back and forth this way, The more pressure you can put on the foot, the better. It's going to be uncomfortable, and that's okay, all right? So let's go ahead and work the bottom part of the foot tissue. We're going to go for 90 seconds per foot. We're going. Okay, we got about 30 seconds left, and then we're going to switch to the other side, And again, if you haven't switched to that forefoot, pivot now on the forefoot and rocker on that forefoot for us, please. Your shoes are so nice and white, Grace.
I know, I'm trying to keep them like
How
that.
long that's going to have to stay the course. hours.
I don't wear them in the grass. I walk in with other shoes.
Good job. You might feel crunchies in there. That's okay. Hammer in there. All right, switch. 90 seconds. Other foot. Starting on that heel. Pivot off the heel.
My least
I like
That's a sweatshirt. No, it's not. Sweaters are cute. The sweaters are cute. Sweaters are comfortable.
All right, guys, go ahead and switch to the forefoot. Pivot off the forefoot and get a little bit closer to that heel. Start scrubbing towards the heel. If you find a good spot, you can hang out there and hammer on it. That's okay. Just gonna do some searching there. Find what's tender. Find what's crunchy. A little soul searching. A little freestyling. Oh, the Mikey D t-shirt came out. Tank top.
Look at that.
Yeah. Jeez, you're a legend, buddy. You've already made it. What's it like? You've already made it. And time. All right, everyone, just make sure you can see before you sit down. The next one we're going to do here is going to be the soleus. And the soleus goes from the heel to the back of the knee, and it's underneath, okay, that thick part of the calf, okay? The soleus, the area we're going to be addressing is going to be just below, okay, that dense part of the calf. So we're going to start inside, so toe turned in, top leg on front, and we're going to scrub on the inside angle of that lower leg. Try and relax the foot, okay, as we just kind of toggle forward to back. Again, your foot's going to want to tense up on this one, so just relax it and breathe. We'll go 30 seconds on the inside. We'll then set ourselves up foot vertical, okay, on the neutral angle. We'll do 30 seconds there. And then the toughest one, the one that has the most tenderness associated with it, just a slight rotation outside and on the outside, okay? So let's start toe in. First one, ready, and we're going. 30 seconds. Relax the foot.
White man.
All right, let's go toe vertical. Keep that top foot on top. Relax the bottom foot. Dakota. There you go, buddy. Relax the foot. Go a little higher, Grace. A little higher. Ball higher. All right, toe just slightly to the outside. Just slightly. You do not have to go far. You might be a little low. If you don't feel anything, go a little higher.
Inside is
Just slightly outside.
Your job sucks. This job hurts.
All right, time. Let's go other foot, starting on the inside. So toe turned in slightly.
Afterward, it feels so good.
I'm just imagining the road getting thrown in the
It
grass.
feels so good.
Stand right.
Are we not doing the one where you just go like with the ball?
Yeah, I do.
Where you just take the crossball and your foot back.
Was on the shin?
No, on your foot.
Oh, we're just doing the.
All right, let's go foot neutral. So foot vertical. Good job.
This one honestly hurts.
A little tender?
Yeah.
Again, keep doing foot checks. Let the foot relax, okay? Don't let that toe pull up towards the knee. All right, and toe outside. Okay, toe outside slightly. And again, if you don't feel anything when you make that initial shift, again, do some slight adjustments. Okay, travel to where it is a little more tender. Okay.
So hurts.
And time. Okay, so next one here, guys. Make sure you can see here. So we're just going to move up slightly from where you were. So if you look at the thickest part of your lower leg, okay, and if you kind of like contract the ankle, you'll see the calf expose itself. We want to try and get just at the lower distal third of the calf. We're going to start, same thing, on the inside or the medial head of the gastrocs, okay, the calf muscle. Foot on top, we're going to toggle on the inside. We're going to do the same thing, medial head, we're going to split the two heads and be centered, and then just a subtle shift to the outside. So inside you got to go a bigger turn than that outside on that lateral angle, okay? And that lateral angle should be the most uncomfortable. So we'll start toe in, foot on top, we'll toggle there. All right, first leg, and we're going. So we'll do the same thing, 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds on the outside. Keep that foot relaxed, okay? Just keep breathing deep. A little higher there. All right, let's go toe vertical.
Remember the first time we did this, though, like it's gonna be rest staffing. We're gonna do like, you know,
Yeah. You thought it was gonna be
just like workout.
easy.
I do this.
These days hurt.
How could it be so sore?
Okay.
Remember last year when we all did like afterwards?
All right. Let's pop out to the outside now. Subtle rock to the outside.
Yeah. How high there?
All right, time. Let's go back to the other leg. Same thing. Everybody's got a roller, correct?
Yes.
Yeah? Yeah, you got a good one. And
This hurt.
you got a good one. Yeah, you do. inside.
It's really be dirty. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, let's go toe vertical. Okay, and again, if you switch to that midline and you don't feel anything, go ahead and like do some searching, okay? Just make some micro adjustments, a little higher, a little lower. Breathe. No pain face. I'm gonna take that, you can't wear that shirt if you're gonna make that face.
I can only make
cool
that
as a
face when I wear
cucumber.
this shirt.
Cool as a cucumber, this guy.
He is cool as a cucumber.
All right, and
Look at his
subtly
shirt.
shift outside. Subtly shift outside.
His shirt even says never complain. Yeah, no, it hurts still. That low. Yeah, that's good. That's where you're supposed to be.
Okay, time there. So the next one, I'm just gonna cue this one up. We're gonna do this one at another time. Can pour one of your balls there, quick. Okay, so we call this the calf screwdriver. You need 2 lacrosse balls for this one. We're basically gonna put one ball behind on the ground, enough so you can actually splay and push up the calf muscle. So you don't want to be on the bone, we want to actually push the muscle up. We're going to start at the ridge of the tibia, and we're going to knead the ball back towards ourselves. So this is the 2 lacrosse ball calf screwdriver. We're not doing this one today, but that I just wanted to show you real quick briefly, okay? So our next one here that we're going to do, okay, is going to be Tibialis Anterior. There's 2 ways to do this, okay? So lacrosse ball, we're going to kind of like bend the knee up, okay? And we're going to end up hugging our knee to our chest. If you lift the toe, you'll feel a depression form just outside on the lower third of the lower leg, okay? That's where we're going to start. We're going to interlock the fingers, okay? And we're going to pull and roll up and knead up the lower leg. Now, if you're doing this and this is not that uncomfortable, okay, the progression is to actually kneel on. So when you kneel, you can't be straight on. You got to have the toe turned in slightly so we get to that outside. So we're going to be here, okay, and then we're going to kind of just put the weight of our body on to get even deeper, okay, and work up. We're going to go all the way to just below the knee on the outside. Okay, we'll go for about 45 seconds a leg here. All right, so let's start the first side. Really crank it, really pull hard.
Outside.
Outside. As long as just on the cue, back on. Yeah, if you want to kneel, so go down, kneel down. You'll just realize because if you don't, you'll be like on the tip.
Oh god, yeah, I know now.
Okay. So guys, don't just like pet it, like get in there, really pull it towards you, relax. All right, time, other side. Pull that knee in the chest. All right, we're going, second side. We'll get 2 going.
Second time?
We got practice later, don't we?
Right there.
Okay.
Are you gonna practice?
If I do, I don't know if I'm gonna do like contact.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I've been
All right, and time there. All right, our next one. Okay, so we're due. You need your roller for this. We're gonna be on the ground, just to show you here, okay? We face down. We're gonna start above the knee. There's 3 lines of the quadricep, okay? You have the teardrop muscle to the inside. You kind of have this dividing space, and we have that higher muscle that's on the outside, lateral. So we're gonna start on the inside first, the vastus medialis. So we're gonna go down on the ground. We're gonna open, okay, the hips slightly. We're gonna be down. I like to have extended arms so I can get at it. And we're gonna open, kind of open foot, slightly toggle, working slowly towards the hip, kind of in a 2 forward, 1 back fashion. Eventually, once you get past that distal third, you can go down to the elbows. And just keep repositioning so that that roller moves up the leg, okay? You're gonna get up about 2/3 of the way. We're gonna go back to the starting position. We're gonna go toe vertical, okay, foot vertical. And we're the same thing up the center of the quadricep. On this one, you're gonna go all the way to the hip, okay? So we're gonna go up pretty high. Just keep slowly toggling, find a spot that's tender, go ahead and hang out there. All the way up to the hip, okay? Last one, we're turning that toe in slightly, okay? Opening the shoulders and chest slightly to the side, okay? And then we're going on that outside 45-degree angle. Again, once you get past that third, you might end up having to go into 1 elbow, 1 hand, so we can kind of keep that rotation. Easier to have that lateral 45-degree line. And again, going all the way up towards the hip. That third one, the one on the outside, should be the most tender, okay? So let's start here with the inside of the teardrop. We're gonna go for a total of 3 minutes, approximate 1 minute per pass, okay? Now, you don't have to be perfectly on time, but just try and keep up generally with this time period. So we'll start right now. First minute, leg is open, you got an extended arm. And then when you feel like the pressure subsides, you can go down to your elbows. Open foot even more, Dakota. Open foot even more there. Right, good. Good. Open your left knee on that. Open your left knee up again. Again, this.
This fucking holy shit. Dude, yeah, you're in man. We're just gonna wait till it gets to like days where it's 90 degrees.
Right.
And I'm literally like you could not get more wet if you jumped out home.
Okay, go ahead, center line approximately. Back down to the knee. Working up towards the hip. Slow toggles up. Start on the hands, go to the elbows, whatever's comfortable. Yeah, this does have a subtle integrated core built into it. Okay, good. Okay, you should be approximately ending that second pass. And then let's go to that third pass where the toe is turned in. Okay. This should be the most uncomfortable one of the three. Have it here. Have this kind of like leverage there, so you can kind of be relaxed on there as possible. Good. Breathe through this one. Yeah. How does it feel?
This thing is intense.
All right. Let's go ahead and switch it to the other side. Again, we'll start on the inside ankle. All right, should be approximately on the center line now, second minute. Again, if you feel like you're a little behind, it's okay. Just make a micro adjustment. This is approximately how long you need to touch on it to affect change. If you do this on your own, you can always spend more time on it. Just don't go too slow from knee to hip there. About 20 more seconds left on the center line. All right, one more minute here. All right, so we're on our last pass now. We're on our last pass. Find that lateral angle. Same with you, Max. Try and have this knee down to the ground. And then knee down your elbow. Over there. Eventually down your elbows to your
I couldn't do that.
All right, and recover. All right, so our next one here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the grid, we're gonna sit on it. We're gonna center one butt cheek on the grid. So I'm sitting on my right side, I'm on my right hand back. I'm gonna take my right leg, cross it over left. So sitting on my right hip, right hand back, right leg crosses over. okay? I'm gonna take my left hand, I'm gonna kind of just grab my ankle, lower leg. I'm gonna kind of sit back and I'm kind of just slowly gonna toggle forward to back, working from the hip to the low back in that direction, okay? And as long as I'm feeling some tenderness, I'm just gonna kind of keep toggling. Eventually you'll get to a point where you don't feel really anything. At that point, come back to where you started. We're gonna tilt the knee down to the side, so now I'm gonna open to my right side to the side I'm affecting change on. And then I'm gonna get probably a little bit lower with my torso and get that lateral angle now. Now this angle will be a little more tender. Same thing, just kind of do some toggles. And when you get up high enough, you won't feel anything, just kind of go back to where you feel some of those tenderness areas. Okay? So let's everybody do this together. Everybody, center your right butt cheek on the grid. So you should be shifted to the right. Take your right hand, put it behind you. Take your right leg, cross it over your left leg. And then slowly toggle. Left hand, left hand, left hand, the ankle. Yep, left hand, the ankle. There you go. Good, good. Slowly just work from the hip to the low back. And just small little toggles on this one. Very micro done. This is not a big area to go over. Okay, so just very slow toggles, just slowly working up. Okay. Good job. All right, let's go back towards where you started, towards the hip. Nope, stay on that same side. You're going to now tilt the knee down the floor, open the chest up and torso up to the right, and then lean back just subtly. So slight elbow bend. You have to get a little bit lower, and this one will be a little more uncomfortable. Okay? A little. See if you can open the knee down lower more. Switch the leg there. Yeah, that's better. A little more balance. Good. You guys have a cool spot. All over there, it's like storage. Cool. And this is the dead air spot.
You got a little bit.
All right, let's switch sides. So you're all going to center your left hip. Okay, so center left side on the grid. Left hand behind you. Left leg crossing over now. Okay, right hand on your ankle. First pass, here we go.
Oh, this is worse.
Switch the legs there, Ann. Left leg cross. There you go. Looking at me. Do this. Hey, Matt, go look at Sarah. Say, do this. And then you can do that too. All good fun, guys. All good fun. Would you finish like first in high school, like first in class? When I see someone like that, it makes me say, I wish just hope for the rest of them. We got a chance. We have a chance. All right, let's tilt that knee down. Go outside. Knee down the floor, chest open to the left now. You can get that torso a little bit lower behind the grid.
So a lot of friends there. Oh, dude, right here.
Sounds like a good dude, man. Sounds like a really good dude. All right, next one. So we're gonna get even deeper now into the hip. So if you think, we're gonna go back to right side. You're gonna take a little cross ball, okay? And it's like putting the ball in your back pocket. So just kind of similar, we're gonna put it under our right side, okay? Back pocket, subtly leaning to the right. We're gonna toggle just kind of forward, back, side, side, to do some searching. We're gonna spend about a minute there, and then we're gonna go hips open to the right, and we'll go down to an elbow. And then we'll go a little bit more to the side, okay? So we're looking at a surface area about 2-3 inches squared, okay? The first one, ball back pocket, leaning to the right. Second one, down on your right elbow, subtly shifting the hips more to the right. All right, ready? First side. And we're going.
I'd like me straight.
Yeah, I was going to say to you guys, well, have your knee bent, yeah, and then tilt it, only because basically now we're putting more tension on the hip tissue, and you'll get a little bit deeper. So you don't want to be sitting on the bone, try and sit and lean more on the ball, so you're centered on it.
I mean, it's also very right.
That's okay, keep adjusting it there. Here, give me that ball back. Yeah. No, level back. Have that knee bent there, Wyatt. All right, let's go down to your right elbow and then shift the hips more so the ball travels more to the outside of the hip, more to the lateral aspect of the hip. So down to right elbow, okay? Breathe, no pain face.
Yeah, he was.
Yes, there you go. This is a big one for you, okay? So you're just on the back side of the diaphragm. This is kind of where the glute med starts to tuck under. It gets pretty dirty. So when you're at the bottom of your squat, it's probably like that type of stuff that's in that lateral point. Okay. River top. All right, let's switch sides. So ball back pocket, left side. Okay, ball in the back pocket on the left side.
For Queen Anne's, it doesn't really matter what, like, it only matters the classes you take. Like, it's very weird and political. Like, there's, like the girl who won was, like, going around asking people how many A's they were taking so she could take one more than them to get the extra credit. Like, that's how it works in Queen Anne's. So, Yeah, it's so weird. I don't like how it's based.
Second time drop.
Like the whole like California one, I don't know she like passed around.
What's that song with Bush?
Fool me can't, fool me ask me that every year.
Fool me once.
Okay. I don't care that much.
All right, go ahead and go down to an elbow. Everybody's favorite. Get a little bit lower. Rotate the hips more so you're more, the contact point now shifts a little bit more lateral to the outside of the hip. Now, with these, general discomfort, no problem. You don't want to feel like any electrical sensations, okay? But just general suckiness, like this is just really uncomfortable, perfect, okay? Breathe through that, relax through that, that is no problem. That's what we're looking for, okay? Oh.
I gotta take like breathing breaks. Dude, my shoulders are getting sore.
Where's your sister this morning?
Ocean City.
Ocean City.
Yeah, I commute.
This will be on a replay. You guys have access to it. And I'll show you how to do that here on either tomorrow or Friday, but definitely before the weekend.
So, who's the person that watches it?
Well, right now there's no one watching it live today. Abby usually is live. We have 4 people that are watching replays of that feed. Because I can't render this feed until usually about the afternoon.
Wait, so which video do they watch? That one or this one?
If it's the afternoon, it's the one that we make here. If it's before the, like around lunchtime, it's that one.
Oh, okay.
Because that one I don't have to do anything, it's already done. It's just a one shot. This one, it's like we're doing cuts, because it only takes 30 minutes at a time. All right.
Hi, guys.
Okay, next one. So what you're gonna do is we're gonna have going face down to the ground. You're gonna get a lacrosse ball. So what we wanna do is we wanna palpate, okay? Everyone just go on their knees and just kind of be extended here so you can palpate the bony part of the front of the hip. So go ahead and find that, okay? So once you find that bony part of the front of the hip, we're gonna kind of basically fan a bit of a U around that area. We're gonna start just below, and then we're gonna work inside, and then up to just in beside. Okay? Make sense? We'll start below, we'll just kind of like toggle, work in to beside. So you're gonna go face down, okay? You can get pretty low on the ground. We're just gonna kind of hop. I like to have the other leg open so I can get lower hips and more pressure. And just find some areas there, toggle on, and then slowly shifting around, okay, to that ball inside that bony spot, the ASIS there.
What?
It's called the ASIS, Anterior Superior Iliac Crest, the spine.
So should I be on, like, below the hip bone?
Below the hip bone to start, and then you're gonna end up beside the hip bone, like between your center line and that bone.
Yeah. So, like, if I, like...
Does that make sense?
Yeah, so if I, like, breathe in or, like, put my, like, air in my stomach, I should feel it, like...
It should get, yeah, as you get, and you want to get as low as you can. Get your chest, everything, hips as low as you can. So if you want to like lie in your hands and be as relaxed as possible, that will get you deeper into that position. See if you can get that left hip lower to the ground. Yes. Feel that more now? Yeah. Same with you, Gabe. See if you can get that hip lower to the ground. Right hip lower to the ground. So straighten the left leg a little bit. Here, you get better now?
On the outside.
How close are you to the brain? Right next to it.
I thought you were talking about this one. It's pointing the other way.
All right, you guys should be close to the inside now. All right, let's switch over to the other side. So just below that bone, fanning towards the inside, like kind of like a little semicircle there. Yep, we're switching right now. Yep.
Wait, in real life or in the show? In the show, I don't know. In real life. Yeah, exactly. I've heard her name in show. You haven't watched it? I've been meaning to.
Paraspinals.
Oh, the spine.
That's the one up both sides of the spine there. We're not going to actually do that one today. I'm going to show it, but we're
I'll watch the case and
Or I haven't seen it, but I've seen it.
this one's sick.
Is it good? Like a trial in that?
It's
like fire. And like at one point you like release them. Yeah, solid.
Here, let's try. You just tell me if it's not doable.
Really break it up a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Is it good?
No, it affects it heavily.
Sorry, we're having kind of burning redness here on our back. All right, eyes over here. Next one we're doing, okay, you guys gonna stay where you are there. Next one we're doing is gonna be the iliac crest. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start at the top of the iliac crest. So basically you have your hips and your waistline. So waistline is that high bony, big sheath right here. Okay, it's like, feels like your hand. So try and palpate and feel where that is. So we don't want to be on that bone, we want to be above. So below the ribs, above that hip girdle, okay? So we're going to start on our side, and then we're going to end up following that ridge, staying above that bone, working all the way to the low back, okay? We're going to kind of follow that little trough. So we're going to start our side. So balls depressed, above the hip or the waist and below the ribs, and then we're slowly going to just open up, bringing our chest more open to the ceiling. Finishing on that low back to the side of the spine. So we want to finish on the spine. Okay, we want to finish, if this is our spine, we're going to finish just beside it. Okay, so we kind of are at that 3 o'clock, finishing at 6, if you will. Okay? All right, so let's go right side first. Right side first. I like to have my arm extended above. Okay, just to open up that tissue even more. Kind of put a little tension on that fascial tissue. All the way down to the ground there, Wyatt. Open your arm over your head. Yep, there you go. And then slowly progress where you're going to open your chest to the ceiling. Okay, to the roof. Okay, just slight little toggles, always toggling. Slowly opening up. Try and be right down on the ground, Dakota. Yeah, slowly opening up. About 30 seconds left on this side, so you guys should be getting pretty close to your backs by now. Opening up, pretty much lying on your back. Start rolling there, Wyatt. Go on your side all the time. Back now. Resting there. Not on the spine, just beside it is your finish point. Rest on your knee. You can use yourself as a tripod. Yeah, this one, when you're on the ground, you won't always have to be 5 feet off. The other side, left side. Okay, between the ribs. Iliac Crest there. Progressing. Again, try and progress a little bit quicker to the back. A lot of you spend a lot of time on the side. Try and spend a little bit more time on getting towards that last little bit to the back. All right, we're going. This one too, right? Just think if you need to ever transition to different I'm gonna go right there. How much? Point to me when it's rolling. All right, time. All right, our next one. We're not actually gonna do this, but I just want to cue it up so you have it, you've seen it, and you can refer to it, and then obviously go and do it on your own. So this one you need a roller, not mandatory, but makes it easier, and you need a double lacrosse ball taped together. And there's nothing, you know, special about it, just tape it together. Okay, it'll naturally kind of form. This is, it might look a certain way, but if you just tape it, it doesn't have to look pretty, it'll serve the same purpose. So where you ended on that last one, right beside the spine, we now are gonna basically center this on both sides of the spine. So the spine will be centered, okay, in the lacrosse ball. So from here, we're gonna start at that low back position, okay? You're gonna lie back and you use the grid underneath your head. And this is gonna help you just roll better, okay? Couple things to consider. As you start moving, it might bound up in your shirt. So just make sure once in a while you're adjusting the shirt or tucking it in your waistline so that it doesn't bunch up too much. So from here, I'm just gonna keep toggling from low back all the way to the top of the shoulder blades, okay? If I find a tender area, okay, somewhere along the way, a little tender on the right side, I'll actually bring my right knee up to my chest, put more tension on, and toggle there. Maybe give it a switch. And then I'll continue to just kind of keep shifting up, feel tenderness, put some tension on, or just hang out and relax and toggle. But essentially working from low back all the way to the tops of the shoulder blades, all right? So that's that guy. Next one we're gonna do here, as we're gonna progress along, is going to be the lat. So we're gonna do this one together. So you're gonna need your roller. And so this one we're gonna start again above the hip girdle, and we're gonna work all the way that lateral line to the tricep, okay? So from here on the side, getting low, and just kind of slowly toggling in. As you get up past that dense, that high part of the rib, it'll get a little easier. Don't be forward on this. If anything, it's lateral and a little bit to the back. Keep that arm of the side you're trying to affect change overhead. You can use the top hand on the grid to kind of help control it a little bit better. So you find a good spot there. You can control it with the hand a little bit and not so much the body, because you'll end up kind of probably tensing up and taking weight off. Just trying to relax, use that bottom hand, drive the movement. And we're gonna work all the way up, lateral border of the scapula, lateral line of the armpit, and then into, okay, a slightly open hand, kind of inside that tricep will be our finish point, okay? Let's go ahead and get that started. So we're starting, who's roller head? Starting kind of where you started on that last one there on the, below the ribs, above the hip, on the side. Arm is overhead, stay low. Top hand kind of will roll the roller, okay? You drive that movement of the roller. Take your left hand and put on the roller. And you can kind of use that to help. Yep. Lower you can stay, the better. And remember, you're going to want to open the chest slightly towards the ceiling.
Oh, I took your roller.
Sorry, bud. You got spicy.
That one hurts.
You guys should pretty much at the armpit by now, almost to the arm itself. All right, let's finish it up on there on the arm here. Give you about 20 seconds and we'll switch sides. All right, let's go ahead and change sides. Again, rib, hip girdle area to start. Work your way up. Ready? And we're going.
This one's the best.
Yeah. So 45 seconds here. Get you close to the armpit there. Getting on the arm here soon. All right, and time. All right, next one here, guys, you're gonna need a lacrosse ball. Okay, so this one here is going to be just behind the armpit. We're gonna kind of get all the lateral line muscles that kind of come from the scapula and then come around and wrap and attach to different parts of the front and top of the shoulder here. So from here, we're gonna line our side. So again, it's behind that open part of the armpit. Open up a little bit more the side, so I'm a little more open to the ceiling. And basically just doing some searching there. You can find that overhead, arm at your side, hugging the arm, all kind of exposes different things. So kind of just play with where that arm position is to get the most tender line of tissue exposed for you, okay? Just kind of working that lateral border. It's probably about 2-3 inches of height, okay, and maybe an inch of depth, okay, from forward to back. All right, so go ahead, set that up. Spend about 2 minutes there. Aside. All right. Doesn't matter what side. Get here this one.
I feel it.
Yeah. Nice, you got it. There's not really any wrong stuff. You're good. So basically anything in that little area there, you go as high as that. Okay. And then just you go back, open up more, you'll see it's up there, or up there, play your arm position. There, go up there. Okay. Okay.
Can we just stay here?
There's the spice. All right, recover, other side. Ready, and we're going. You learn to get more relaxed around it as time goes on. Rookie move right here. What's that? Sometimes you just gotta play with where your arm position to expose the one you're looking for.
for your ball real quick, Reese?
All right, next one we got here. Okay, I'm gonna show, I'll just show this, the wrist one real quick. We're not gonna do it, you'll see it, it's not hard to do. The last one we're gonna do here is gonna be pec minor. So on the wrist, okay, extensors, basically we're on the back of the arm, and we gotta almost have the hand open even more. So I like doing this on like a plyo box, so I have a little bit of height leverage so I can get access to it a little better. But if you're on the floor, we're just gonna basically be kind of kneeling. Hand is a little bit more open. I put top hand on top and I kind of just apply pressure and then toggle lengthwise and some cross friction. But generally lengthwise is where I feel like I get the better list. If you get a good spot there, you can bend the wrist and extend it on the point, and that'll help open it up. Okay, so that's that guy. Last one we're gonna do here is gonna be pec minor. So if we open our arm up, we follow the bottom of our arm, we get to the edge, it's about an inch in. If you just palpate, you'll feel like a band of tissue that kind of you pop over. That's where we're gonna place the ball. So if I'm putting the ball on my left side, okay, I'm gonna go left side to the ground. I'm gonna take my left hand, put it behind my back. I'm gonna open up to the right. So if I'm on the left side, left ear to the floor, I got my right hand kind of opening up so I can get as much leverage on the ball. Right knee up to the side, and just kind of do some searching there, toggling through. Okay? You want to stay pretty low on this one, and then the other side we'll just switch and do the other, same thing on the other side. All right? Let's pop down. Let's go left side, left arm behind the back so we're all on the same page. I can help you by seeing what's going on here. Ball on left side, left ear down the floor, left arm behind the back. You're going to look to your right, look to your right. Right knee up to the side, right hand palm on the floor. Okay, so you're almost doing a push-up to rotate your right shoulder higher so you can leverage down closer. Go left here, yeah, look this way. And this one. More of that. But don't lift off it. Try and like rotate on. Yeah? So yeah. All right, let's switch over to the second side. Okay, other side. So we're on the right side, right arm behind the back, right ear to the floor, left knee up, left hand kind of in that push-up position, so you're rotating that shoulder to get the max leverage on that ball. All right, so we're gonna end it right there. So from here, what I want you guys to do is go ahead and put everything away back in the kits, put the kits back on the side, shoes back on, and then we're gonna meet back up right here. All right, guys, regen. Real quick before we start our first manipulation, so a couple things to, a couple considerations you wanna just be aware of. So, regen, recap. The best time to do regen or stretching or muscle lengthening, okay, is after activity or in the absence of activity like today. Okay, so we're not going to be training today, so we can jump into that and it's no problem. Okay, generally I like to do this right after a workout or like in the evening when I'm watching TV, like just kind of chilling out. Those are the times that I'll try and incorporate that into my schedule. Okay, now a couple things to be aware of how these sensations are. So with the pre-gen, we're looking for that discomfort, more the merrier, okay? Hammer in it, breathe through it, don't tense up, etc. With the regen, there's three things that you want to be aware of, okay? Numbness, tingling, sharp pain, okay? Numbness and tingling will have to do with kind of restricted blood flow. So you start getting tinglies or in the feet or in the hands, depending on what we're doing. If we're affecting a shoulder manipulation, you might start feeling tinglies in the hand and the arm, okay? And if you do feel tinglies, okay, you don't have to, or numbness, you don't have to panic, but I would just exit out of the stretch with control. Just kind of move leg or arm, whatever it is, around just a little bit, and then re-enter, okay? You don't want to just hold for minutes on end in the numbness and tingling to your arms like falling asleep, okay? We want to make sure the blood's in there. We want to get that good pliability of the tissue. Does that make sense? Okay, so you don't have to push into that discomfort. Okay, numbness, tingling, just back out, re-enter. Now, the one that you want to really be aware of is that sharp pain. And you're like, oh, what does that mean? Trust me, if you've ever experienced it before, it's like it almost like zaps you. It's almost like a hot screwdriver that pokes you. Okay, it's very, very distinct. Like, don't push into that. Don't be like, and then try and hold it, like exit out of that. Again, give a shake, re-enter, not to that point. Don't push the stretch to that point. Does that make sense? Okay, perfect. Now, just general discomfort, again, like the pre-gen, perfect. Like this is really hard to hold with, you know, like control, perfect. But numbness, tingling, sharp pain, just exit and then re-enter and then try and breathe through that hold, that tension, that discomfort. We good? Awesome. First stretch, okay, first tactic here is going to be the calf stretch. So Mike and Dakota, you guys are gonna post up. We'll face each other, okay? With the first one here, we're gonna get our foot nice and high, okay? Heel close. We're gonna lean back. We want hips square target, so I don't want you guys to have the hip open, okay? Hips are square forward, leaning back. You're going to pull your hip towards, okay? Pull the hip towards the post, and then hold, all right? Just gonna chill out there. We're gonna go 2 minutes. What's going to happen is you're going to feel some good discomfort, okay, that's the goal, and at some point you'll feel like a release, and you'll be like, oh, and you'll be able to go further, all right? That's what we're looking for, and usually that happens around the 2-minute mark. So everything we do today will be minimum 2 minutes if we're actually doing the stretch, otherwise we're just going to show you the stretch and you'll do it on your own, but minimum 2 minutes, okay, to hold any of these manipulations, because that's the time it's going to take to suppress the nervous system enough to actually affect change in muscle length. Not that 10 to 30 second stuff, okay? That's a prescription, okay, for a stretch for damaged tissue, all right? The more damage, the less time you hold it. Make sense? Okay? So for us to actually affect change, okay, in muscle length, minimum 2 minutes, okay? And the smaller the joint, I would say 2 minutes. Bigger joints like the hips, 4, 6, 10 minutes. Okay? We good? So that's the first one. Foot high, heel close, hip towards, pull. We have hips square, feet are parallel. So don't open that toe. All right, everybody find your post at your rack. 2 minutes. We're starting in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Whatever foot you want, doesn't matter. Ready, and we're going.
lower body.
No.
Forward. There. I don't know why that's that. Put this leg back, just working. Yeah. And then lean back. Yeah. Good. Good.
30 seconds to go. You felt it, Mac? Yep. Felt it? You felt it? You felt it? Yeah. Dakota just got it? Yeah. So you start to see you guys are starting to have that release. And we're at 155. And time. Slowly exit, shake it out, set up the other foot. We're going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, other foot, and we're going. Make sure that right foot's straight so we don't have that toe open. Yeah, you want to be in neutral. And you don't have to be in line. Be like opposite side of the foot, that's fine. Okay. Good job.
I'm just thinking about that. It's like a whole contraction setup.
And then it's like nameless cup. So cool.
Remember when I tied it around myself?
It's like 2 hours.
About 45 seconds left. You guys, some of you should start to feel that release, okay? More seconds. Once you're done, slowly exit. Come back over here to rack 5. We'll cue up the hamstring stretch. And recover. Slowly exit. Slowly walk over. All right, come on over here so you can see Grace here. All right. So guys, just make sure everyone can see this. So everybody has done the hamstring stretch before, correct? Yeah. Okay. But what most of you probably have not been paying attention to while doing the hamstring stretch is doing it in a neutral posture. Okay? So if you just throw your leg up, come back off the post just a little bit for me, Grace. If you just throw your leg up and you don't really think about it, yeah, you're going to feel the stretch. But a couple things are going to happen. So just go dead limp. Okay? If you go dead relaxed, a couple things will happen. You'll see the hips will torque. So whatever leg is raised, that same side hip will lift, or the opposite hip drops. Okay? The other thing that will happen is if you're relaxed, is the leg on the ground, that toe will open up. Okay, you'll want to have it, you'll feel the tendency for the toe to want to open. Those two things are trying to bypass tension. To try and get you to get your leg high. Okay? Now, it doesn't matter where the leg is, it matters where the leg is with the pelvis in neutral, with the hip internally rotated to neutral. Does that make sense? because we're not going to be running and opening up the hip and tilting the hips. If you run and you lift your knee and your hip tilts, that's a recipe for a low back disaster. All right, and some of you may have felt that low back get a little torqued a bit. Okay, and maybe it's because the hips are so tight that when you're lifting your knee, okay, and you extend through lift the knee, bend the hip, that you're actually tilting the pelvis. So what you want to do, you want to fight to keep hips level. So push this hip down, this hip up, keep this toe turned in, and then you'll feel that stretch happen a lot faster. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay? Let's use Sarah as an example. So Sarah, go lie down on the ground for me. You can pop up. I don't want you to use the post up. Okay, so just lie down on the ground.
Okay.
Head there. Okay. Be completely relaxed. Completely relaxed. Okay? So completely relaxed. You just tell me when a good spot is.
Okay, that's good.
Right there. Okay, stop. I want you completely relaxed. Dead limp, relaxed. Okay? Relax, 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 relax. Okay, right there. Okay? So now what I want you to do, Sarah, you're going to fight to keep your toe inside, fight to keep this hip down. Okay, and then you toe it. Keep this hip down. Keep it hip down. Tell me when.
There.
See the difference? Okay? Relax. Completely relaxed. Completely relaxed. Okay? And she go up. When she relaxes, now the body starts to tilt, move, open to get the leg to a different position. But that's not the point. The point is we want to have the pelvis in a controlled position, right? We don't want to be opening up the opposite leg. So when we're running, we don't want to end up doing like this and this tilt thing. We want to have pelvis neutral. And we want to have neutral leg of the non-support side. Does that make sense? So when you're in this stretch, I want you to think about having that side that you're having your leg raised. Okay, tilt, push it down, other hip level, so keep hips level, and palpate the front part of the bony part of the hip, like there. Yep. So you kind of just have your hands there, and you'll feel it. When you start putting the leg up, you'll feel that twist happen. So correct it as you lift that leg. You'll feel the toe want to dip open to the side, toe vertical, and if you want, you can find something like a dumbbell. Okay, just to kind of help leverage it. So when you're there, it'll hold it in place, and that's fine. You don't have to actively hold the toe in position. Make sense? All right, everyone find your post. I want everyone facing this way, okay, when you do it. So I want legs up, and I want your heads outside, just for spacing. Let's go right leg first. Right leg first, going in 5, 4, 3, 2, right leg on the post, and we're going. Yes. Closer to the bench. Push that right up lower. Yes.
Didn't we use like a band last year?
We progress. So see if you can twist it a little further. You gotta rotate this a little more. So here, do this. Yes. Yes. No difference there? Just a little bit? Good. Just good. Good.
Just like this fucking kills me.
Right here.
What are you saying when you're focusing on?
Falling asleep?
Yeah.
So we're only going to go 2 minutes on the hamstring today. This is one of those ones where you guys can spend like 4 to 10 minutes aside. So you can bend the knee, keep inching up. You want to get your at least leg vertical. That's an appropriate amount of flexion with straight leg. 20 seconds to go.
This 10-minute class.
It's like a sneeze.
And relax, recover, bend the knee, switch sides, going in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, ready, and we're going. Toe is vertical, the foot on the ground. Hips are level, leg is straight. Shift this way. Yeah, the whole body. You can do the same, shift your whole body. So you're going to march. Okay. Get that left hip lower. Put your hands on your hips and kind of feel, push that left hip down. Tilt down. Oh, that's tight. Look at Mikey, eh? This is why they get t-shirts, you buddy. Dialed in, this guy.
Mikey, you stretch every day. Say yes?
Yeah. I'll do this stuff every day, but
I should
I do
stretch
that.
every
I just
day.
don't.
I just sit in the pool chair. Bless his.
I sit in the pool chair all day.
Yeah. I don't even sit in the
1 minute to go.
And you sit on
I literally sit under an umbrella. Sometimes I check chemicals.
the way you lay it.
Every 2 to 3 hours. Then I text my boss. I text my boss from like the
30 seconds. Allie, for you?
Well, it's supposed to be like 45. In the pool, my boss takes care of it, and usually the son takes care of it too. So I don't worry about it. In the hot tub, I have to like turn the chlorine off, like feed it on there. That's a highlight of my day.
A little bit different, okay?
I hope no one comes today.
It's a nice day outside.
But it's a Wednesday.
Anthony, straighten your right leg. All right, recover. All right, eyes over here. Everybody come on over. You guys can kind of semicircle and just mull around. You want enough room that you can sit down and have room to like kind of lie on your backs here. Okay? So this next one, you can kind of do this one with me. Okay? Hip stack. So you're going to lie on your back. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to cross. You guys can all do this with me. So just have some floor space. Kind of semicircle around. Make sure you guys got room. Okay? It doesn't have to be like side by side. You're going to be like forward back. It's fine. Okay? So what you're going to do, everyone's going to take their right leg, they're going to cross it over their left. It's important that you keep the toe pulled towards the knee. So don't point the toe as you cross it. Okay? Toe pulled, open up, knee down. Okay? So you're like opening up the hip. You're going to take the bottom foot, the left foot, and you're going to put it underneath your right knee. And then you're going to keep that toe pulled to your knee as well. And we're going to open up here. Now don't let the hip of the leg that's higher come off the ground. Stay level, stay back. You can use your hands to kind of leverage and support, and just slowly let the hips sink open. Okay, just holding that spot. Again, keep toes pulled towards the knee. All right? And just relax. You're going to feel a stretch in the hips in 2 different areas. Okay? Good.
This one is, hip stretches. It's not the hips, like to me, it's like, it's the knees that are. You feel like a pretzel. Oh, pretzel. People are going to be watching us. And we don't even know who they are. And they're going to be watching us for like 8 weeks.
must be kind of weird. Check this.
I tripped it out, Mike.
Good job, guys. And just slowly let them open up the ground. You can add a little hand pressure on the top of your thighs. Give it a little push down. Just breathe and relax. Okay? Breathe and relax. Good job. Good job.
This one I actually feel myself actually sitting down.
Okay. Straighten both legs to the ground. Now you're going to cross left leg over right. That's your right leg. Straighten both legs. Cross left leg over the right. Yes. And now cross right leg underneath the left. Open them up. Okay? Don't let that hip above my knee.
It's kind of weird because my hip and I have
I want you to feel because this is those one I like come off.
Really? My like entire family's like, nah.
Where are they?
My mom's usually out there sometimes.
What about Miami? Your little brother?
Carson.
Carson?
Yeah, that's
Oh my god. Carson.
Carson's usually there.
What about Keelan?
He's at his grandmother's.
Did you have another baby? Did you have two?
There's Carson and Melody. Melody's the little one, and Carson's like that.
Oh, is your sister is pregnant?
What?
I don't know. Oh no, your sister like got married or something.
Yeah, she's getting married.
Yeah, what is that?
Did it get postponed for
Okay, not yet. It's supposed to be in October and November. That's when they started. Where? Right next to the thing. It's in New Zealand.
Keep this toe pulled up. Keep this toe pulled up. Don't point the toes, guys, okay? Keep those toes pulled up. That was a good one. That was a good one. And time. All right, just sit up. Stay where you are. Sit up. Okay? Now, this next one. So that's external rotation. Okay? Internal rotation is the other direction. So for this one here, very important. Keep that toe pulled up. You're almost going to be just on the heel. We don't let that toe point open. If it points open, you're going to feel stress on the inside of the knee. We don't want that. So keep that toe pulled really high. Okay? We're on the heel. You're going to take your top leg. You're going to cross and we're going to pull it down. Now, if you look, my left hip, this is the one I'm effecting change on. I don't want to roll that hip off the ground. You understand? Okay? Keep that hip, both hips on the ground, and just keep this toe of the bottom leg pulled up and just light pressure the inside. And you can kind of just find the top leg and kind of pull it across. Okay? Just open up. If you feel you can handle more, you can open the foot up to the side. But essentially, we want the femur, the thigh part of the leg, straight down. We don't want to start like opening up in different directions. Essentially, we're straight, knee, and then we bend and rotate from that position. We're not coming across, we're not moving. Does that make sense? Okay? All right, so let's give that a shot together. So left toe pulled up, okay? Right leg cross. As we get lower, you're gonna push the heel out wider, okay? So as we get lower, the heel goes out to the side. Both hips on the ground, okay? That's it. But if you feel stretch, you're good. That's good.
Oh, we're not doing the other stretch.
The one, the rope one I want to do.
The idea is this leg, we just want to stretch it this way. So you don't want the knee to be like,
Oh, I see. It's
yeah,
straight.
like straight. So essentially we're just doing this. All right. And time. Nicely done, guys. Okay. Next one. I'm just going to show you this one because we're definitely going to spend full time on this one next time. Okay, so everybody can just pop up here, semicircle around here. You did the other side? Okay, let's straighten both legs. What leg do you have crossed over? Okay, so we're gonna cross. Okay, straight legs, left leg crossed over. And then bend right foot underneath. Nope, other way. Or sorry, yeah, right foot on the side. Yep. There you go. Good. Okay, straight, good. Go forward. Go forward. Otherwise you feel pressure right there. Okay, good. You can't go further.
Doing a lot of stretches. There's one, I'll show you after this, but like Jack and the grass you do, being attention to this, because it's a squat down all the time. It's like really good. It's like the same position except you're sitting up and then like moving into it. It's a very good picture. Oh, yeah. Like, yeah.
All right, and time. All right, so guys, come around here. I'm going to show you the last three manipulations. We're definitely going to get these ones in on the next recovery day, okay? All right, so there's three that we have to do here. First one, the hip flexor stretch. We all know and love this one, right? Usually we'll perform this over on the wall with a plow box, but just so you can still see what we're doing here, I'll do it with a ball. So the idea is you want to get knee, okay, flush with your post, okay? So we want to get as close here. We don't want the knee off the wall because otherwise we're going to put stress on the ankle. Sarah's just shaking her head because she knows how spicy this one is. So from here, to get into the position, I like to, if you're on the wall, I'll get tight to the wall. I'll get the knee close to the point. I'll get nice and low to get that lower leg vertical, okay? And then I'll rotate in the position. And for some people, that's all they can do, and that's a lot of stretch. If you can, we want to get, okay, the side of the opposite leg up in this lunge. And then for a lot of people, this might be a good stretch. The goal is to get upright eventually, okay? So with that one, we want to make sure lower abdominals are turned on so we don't get this hyper curve of the low back, and just relax. 4 10 minutes of size we're going to do when we do that one. We want to go longer than 2, okay? That's one where the foot can start to get numb and tingly. Just exit, re-enter, get the blood in, okay? After that, with band, okay? Somewhere about lower the ribs, belly button height, we're going to anchor it in. So we have shoulder internal rotation and external rotation. The first one here, internal, we're going to put the band over the shoulder like a backpack strap. Okay? From here, we're going to go underneath, okay? Okay, thumb and index finger, we're coming in and we're grabbing the band, okay? Grab the band. we're going to go thumb down so the elbow is high. And then we're gonna come up to position. So we don't wanna let that elbow flare open. We wanna keep that elbow tight and high. So think about like when you're running, it's like that elbow comes up, right? We're not like here, not unless we're angular, working on an angle. We wanna be straight up here, okay? Thumb down, hand down, elbow tight. We can open up, and I want to extend so the chest is high. We don't want to internally rotate that shoulder and dump it. We want to keep that shoulder back, chest open. We're going to hold that position. Okay? So that's banded internal. Next one, we're going to go from a high anchor point. Higher the better. I like to go even to the top one, but for just right now, I just don't have a chance to reach it. So on this one here, on overhead space, what we're going to do is we're going to bend our elbow. We're going to put our elbow in position here. We're going to grab the strap like so, keeping the elbow tight to the ear so we don't have to let it flare open like a chest fly. We're keeping it tight, we're stepping it, and we're opening up like this. So what's happening here, as I step, I'm getting pull this direction, okay? External rotation. I'm going to pull in shoulder flexion. Okay? So holding that. What do you think that's going to help with? Overhead squats and or the catch of a clean front squats. Okay? Because that's this position here, front rack. Okay? So that's going to help there. So those ones, I like to go 2 minutes aside and just kind of bounce back and forth. 2 minutes, 2 minutes. If you want to do 2 or 3 rounds of that, that's fine, but 2 minutes is usually pretty good. Then you'll start feeling the hand get numb and tingle. Okay? All right, guys. So that's going to conclude the new protocols for recovery level 1. So great job today. Hopefully you got a little more familiarity with this. We're going to keep peeling back the onion and progressing your movement as we apply more pressure in the sessions with you guys. So yeah, week 1, day 3 in the books. Time's flying. Great job today, guys. We'll see you mañana. Mask on in the lobby. Let's go.
Mask on.